All right, old Matt's trying to seal launch up here. That's it's a good 40 feet. That's good and steep. How you doing up there, Matt? Not real sure. Forgot something, didn't you?
Well, this is a scouting trip that I did just as the high water come in, and we're going to scout Cane Creek, which runs into the Toe Gorge, and this is the trestle here that you can see. This is the last rapid before the trestle, and I was gonna, and I probably will let you hear a little bit of the river roaring, but everybody that is going to ride this knows what it sounds like. It was just quite loud for the recording. It's hard to understand anything. Anyway, there's huge rock piles here, and this is just the last little one. I'm going to go river left here. Look instead over that flake. Right above it is this little hole right here. Not a very big hole. You'll just skip right across with any speed whatsoever. And then above that there's another hole. Not a very big one. They do get bigger as the water gets higher. Um, Today's running about the gauge that says Toe River Gorge was running about 6,000. This is probably the one of the harder. It's not super deep right there, and you could take Far River left, but it sure is bouncy. There's a lot of rocks to hit in there, or you can just ride the flume. That's what I'm going to opt to do. I've never run this before, and I've looked at it many times, and a lot of other kayakers that has come through has looked at it many times. There's really not a whole lot of on YouTube or any that I have found of running Cane Creek, and this is probably uh, the biggest holish area. But I think with any bit of speed and a little bit of a lake boost stroke there, you should just pop right on through. Even if you didn't do anything, I think you should just pop through. But I would recommend, from you can see, I wouldn't go to the left on this rapid at all. And I like to go from the bottom up on these, and it's just what I like to do. Some people like to scout from the top down. If I can scout from the bottom up, that's how I prefer to do it. Look at what I'm going into, and then try to keep that in mind of and I try to pick my lines. And I don't do a tremendous amount of scouting. Most of the time, it's from the boat, and I don't know what you would call these. I mean, someone who's far more experienced than I am can give them, two, three, fours, whatever. Um, I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna ride it, and of course, I'm not going to ride it by myself. Got old hippie. He has rode it before, and he always rides it when it's really high. I would like to ride it at all levels, high and low both, or normal, not really low. But uh, when I had rode the last little section when it was the normal flow, and it definitely gets much bonier. A lot more rocks to dodge and everything like that. It makes the holes a little bigger when the water's more, but um, it smooths things out too. So here's a look from the top of that churning hole, and it's I definitely don't feel like that's a keeper hole. I think if you ride the flume out, and if you do a halfway boost stroke there at the end, me myself, I'm gonna try to opt for a right-handed boost stroke. That's my dominant hand anyway, and hopefully the big thing that I can say that has helped me is just keep paddling, and that has been the thing that has saved my bacon so many times it ain't even funny, is just to keep paddling. Here's a looking down towards it. This is a creek run. This is not a river run. This is a creek run. This is creeking here, and there's lots of little channels to choose from. Um, you know, you're going to hit rocks. I mean, I can say this: maybe a very good paddler won't hit rocks. I'm going to hit rocks. I just can't help it. My boat is drawn to them like a magnet, and I hit a lot of them. In Wilson's, rode with an old guy up there here a while back, and Huntley. I can't remember. It's the Huntley retreat. That guy. I rode with him, and he's like 70 something, and he told me. He said, "Well, we got done." He said, "I scraped one rock," and I said, "Well, don't worry. The ones you missed, I hit." But here is going to be looking at the big slide. Some people might want to call it a fall, and it's similar to like 10-foot falls at Wilson's Creek as far as the height and everything. Of course, this one is don't just blow you out as good as Wilson's does, but similar. It's not as a smooth of a slide as Wilson's, but this one, everyone stays over river right, and that would be to the left side of your screen, and tries to hit those twigs. Tries to come off basically right in between them twigs there, and when you come off there, you there's a little rooster tail down there that might kick you left or right, but if you come right between those, you should miss the little rooster tail, and right on down you should go. I zoomed in a little far there. Sorry about that. There I'm pointing out where I'm hoping to go. And it's when you start down, you just have to deal with it. If you went the right way or the wrong way, you're going one way or the other. But over in the center, there's that flake, and then there's another. I think you could pretty well go off from center all the way over. And today even possibly could have run far at this water level, could have run far river left. There was a channel that opened there, and but there is definitely a terrible line to take. That if you end up over in there, you're going to do some rock beating and bouncing, and normally the water don't even run in there. It's just a trickle in there, but that's just like a V back in there, and yeah, nasty looking. But you could run far river left today if if we'd have been riding it today. My buddy Greg, he ended up. I just got back from Florida, and he ended up going to Elk River, and I slept in, so I didn't get his text in time. So here's looking straight down on top of the thing, and this is probably, it's like 10-foot falls. This is probably one of the more intimidating looking ones, but probably, as long as you stay over river right, probably a lot less technical than the riding that flume off. Here's another look down. It's very hard to tell here the drop that you get from down there, but it's about like 10 footfalls. I don't know exactly the height of it. And of course, you got some of this, kind of a little bit of a pool there before you have to go off. If you've kind of reset right there, and if you end up too far over, you can definitely ferry that back to the right side if you're not going off the far left. This one right here, we just call it Pinball. There's none of these rapids actually has any names to them because, it's not that this has not been run. All the local people that kayaks has run this, but it's just not publicized. And of course, right now it's got a little hanger stuck out there. And with this water level, instead of going river left and on the other side of that rock, I'm going to try to go to the right side of that rock. It looks like a better line to me, missing a lot of rocks, hopefully. But, this is tighten everything up, and if you've got a full face paint, you might want to wear it. Here we go. And I had got up above Pinball, and we had there's a little slide right here, just nothing real technical or nothing, just a little slide. You can go off pretty well anywhere you want to go off. And there's the old mill house up there. You can see it in the top of the screen. And, it's just, there's a little bit of a hole over there, but unless you were just plumb sideways, you probably couldn't get stuck in it. And then this is it's manky is all get out, or boulder field, or what, I don't know what you want to call it, but anyhow, this is, you come through a little dab, and then this is the next little set below the dam if you decide to ride over the dam. And for me, nobody that I know of has ever rode over the dam, and that's what I'm interested in doing, is riding over the dam. And because the put in is so much easier above the dam. And I'll get up there here in just a minute. Here we go. Here we are at the dam, and it's manky up here. So you got this little set, and then it kind of opens up a little bit, and then you got another set. And here you can go. I'm choosing to go off river right. It's a smaller slot, but it's so much cleaner. The far side, there's some big rocks and some pieces of concrete in there, and you could go off the left side, but you need to stay to the right side of the little dam. But this slot, you can just go straight off, and I've looked at it in much, much lower water. There's the old mill wheel, and it's it's good. You want to boof it for sure. You don't want to plug it, but you can go over if you want to ferry across after you come off the dam. Instead of coming down through this little stuff, you can go the other side and go on down. Just whatever your personal preference is, but it's a different a different channel over there. And but this is the side I'm you can see it's kind of got a flake right there. I'm hoping that to catch my paddle right on the end of that flake and give it a really good boof. And but I've looked at it. It's a deep pool there, and if you got some speed,